Welcome to Successful Philanthropy. I'm your host, Jean Shafaroff. This show is designed to highlight the work of leaders here in the United States and then beyond. Today with us, a fashion leader. Her name, MaryAnne Grisz. And MaryAnne is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Fashion Group International. Let's all welcome MaryAnne. And MaryAnne, it is a great delight and honor to have you on Successful Philanthropy. I'd like to first start with asking you, what is it about fashion that everybody loves so much?
Fashion dates back to the early days. It's a form of expression. It's a form of art. Color, texture. It's just such a creative industry. So many designers are motivated from their soul. It's truly soul work in these creative fields. So part of the expression in fashion is really beautiful, in my opinion. Then we get to business. And
yes, I am a big fashion lover. I can't think of life without the excitement of fashion. Of course, if I lived in a life without fashion, I would find something else to love as much as I love fashion. But talking about the business of fashion, I understand the fashion industry employs, I don't know whether it's billions of people or hundreds of millions, and that without the fashion industry, many people would not have food on the table. Is this correct?
yes, the fashion industry is from the apparel supply chain, which starts in the manufacturing fields and textiles. So textiles consist of yarn and fabrics and all the cotton fields and the fields of bamboo that they make fabric from, leading to manufacturing, leading to designers who create patterns and designs, to the retail industry and the whole distribution plane. And then we also have the auxiliary levels, which are marketing and advertising and PR. And Fashion Group includes all of these industries in our membership because we were founded in 1930 by 17 women who were leaders across all industries. So they were beauty leaders, they were retail leaders, they were publishers, and they all were part of the fashion industry. Fashion and beauty, it's all related industries. So yes, to your answer, it is such a worldwide industry encompassing so many different types of employment.
And what exactly does the Fashion Group International do?
The Fashion Group International is a global nonprofit. As I said, started in 1930 with 17 women during the time of the Depression. And it was a women's leadership community. They wanted to support one another because at the time, men were really the leaders in all of the industries. So they created a community of professionals with a mission to share resources and to really educate and to supply tools for successful careers. And from then, the organization incorporated in 1936, and we have 26 regions globally. And we are a professional network across all industries of professionals in the industry. We have a student membership. We also have an associate membership. And we're really proud to say we have about 5,000 members globally.
And so you're no longer just women, correct?
Correct. In 1998, we opened the doors to men and all others coming into the membership. And we have a worldwide membership and all creatives, business, and it's an exciting place to be, to meet other industries. So if you're in the beauty industry, your day-to-day may be just with beauty executives or beauty community. So it's a chance to network with other industries and to collaborate. And I've seen members really do amazing things by collaborating, building their businesses, creating brand extensions. So it's an exciting membership to be a part of.
No question, collaboration is key to the success of anyone in business. Now, you work hard to promote young designers and promote young professionals that are just beginning career. Can you tell us a little bit about how you do that exactly besides the collaboration? I know you have different events where you honor different people, but I'd like to hear from you, and so would our audience.
Yes. So in its 29th year this year, we have the Fashion Group International Rising Star Awards. So it celebrates creatives in business 2 to 6 years. They apply, and it is across all industries. So it's in the apparel industry, the beauty industry, fine jewelry, accessories. And through a jury process, we choose the finalists, Fashion Group chooses the finalists, and we have a competition. And the winners are announced at a luncheon, which is a fundraiser in the spring. However, we also create a community of all of the finalists. We have a mentorship program that was just started last year. We've created a Rising Star Grants Fund, and we're looking for as many ways as possible to give these new creatives resources, information, and education on how to navigate the business of fashion, which is evolving. The retail industry distribution is evolving constantly.
And then you have a fall gala, which is very glamorous, with some of the key players of the fashion industry attending, and then also many celebrities. I know I was there last year. I had the best time. I met Mark Anthony and so many great fashion designers. And of course, you were there with your team. And it's just a very, very, very special evening. And maybe you can talk a little bit about last year's event and then segue into this year's event, because it's so interesting what you do.
Yes, every year, and I can tell you that this is the 40th anniversary. It's called the Fashion Group International Night of Stars. So over the 40 years, this is a night of celebrating the accomplishments of individuals across the industries, which reflects our membership. So it can be a beauty leader or someone who is in any of the creative fields or the designers. So last year we honored Andrew Bolton, who is the head curator at the Met and the Costume Institute. Whoopi Goldberg, who has been part of a fashion brand for many years. She received the American Icon Award. Mark Anthony received the Humanitarian Award. Parenza Schooler received a fashion award. And we also had beauty leaders. So this year is our 40th anniversary, which we are so excited for. The proceeds are dedicated to our grants, our education, programming to support our membership community and also to our emerging talent. So this year we just released our honorees, and Reed Krakoff is going to be a fashion visionary. Max Mara has a huge year. This is the 10th anniversary for the teddy bear coat and among other iconic designs, and they're receiving the Design Heritage Award. Fern Malice is receiving the FGI Founders Award in honor of those amazing, accomplished women who founded Fashion Group. Harry Cargman from Cargo Media is receiving the Humanitarian Award. He supports an amazing river fund. Laquan Smith is receiving the Fashion Vanguard Award. In beauty, Catherine Bomboy Doherty from Estee Lauder Companies. And the media award is going to the D'Amelio family, which, as you may know, has been just a blockbuster in TikTok and on TV, and they have fashion brands across multiple industries. And this year, our honorary chairs are Zach Posen, Coco Rocha, and Richard Dixon, who is the president of the Gap.
And what is the date of this event, and where is it being held, and how do we buy tickets?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. It's at the Plaza. You have certainly an iconic place right in the middle of fashion in New York. It's October 15th, and tickets are available at fgi.org. And we would love to see everyone. So thank you.
Yes, I know I'll be there, and I'm excited to be involved on your benefit committee, and then
Yes.
just to be there with all these amazing people in the fashion world. And for the fashion people, Fashion Group International is just such an exciting group to be involved with. You network, you meet all the top designers, you meet people like MaryAnne Grisz, and everyone involved, anyone who's a who's who in the fashion world wants to be involved. Now, MaryAnne, you created the careers of quite a few fashion designers and others by, no, first of all, making them a little well known, and then also by awarding them with special honors. How do you feel about that?
We're very privileged at Fashion Group to bear witness to the creative journeys of some of the stars of today. Early in their careers with the Rising Star Awards, Jason Wu was honored, Tory Burch, Joseph Altuzora, among many other designers. And those who have been awarded have now gone on, even in recent years. Bach Mai received the Evening Wear Award, and many others. Ciro Verdevane, who won the Evening Wear Award, he was a co-winner this year, is actually hosting the cocktail event during Night of Stars. So he's going to be there for the first part of the evening as host. So we're so excited to keep our community together and to bear witness to amazing strides in their industry and support them however we can.
MaryAnne, do you have a membership involvement, or I'm sorry, where people can join as members?
Yes, we at fgi.org, we have different levels of membership. There is a platinum member, which includes a ticket to Night of Stars and the Rising Star Awards. And we also have an executive membership for those who have been in the industry for 4 years. We also have regions. We have active 15 regions where someone from, say, Dallas and Chicago or St. Louis, Miami, who are in the community, the professional community, can join Fashion Group. So it's one of the unique features of Fashion Group that you're a member in one of the regions, and then you're also a member globally. And you can attend any of the events as a member in any of the other cities.
We are with MaryAnne Grisz. She is the president and chief executive officer of the Fashion Group International. MaryAnne, every single 501c3 has a wish list. They have things that they really need to accomplish or want to accomplish. What is at the top of your wish list for the Fashion Group International?
Oh, thank you, Jean, for asking. Our foundation consists of many different projects. The Rising Star Grants Fund. We also have a scholarship at FIT, but one of the key projects that is dear to my heart are the Fashion Group archives. As I noted, in 1930, these 17 women met for the first time in a restaurant, and then Fashion Group was incorporated. We have minutes starting in 1936 of the meetings of these women, these incredible women, into the 80s. We also have over 60,000 unique fashion images that were created through trend reports that Fashion Group produced and still produces starting in 1948. One of my goals is to digitize this archive. It's an educational archive, and it's to make it available for those who are designers and creatives looking for inspiration and education as to fashion history. It's so important to have a legacy, and this is Fashion Group's legacy. And it is the goal of the foundation to preserve this. It's very precious to us.
What type of donation would be meaningful in terms of preserving all of your archives?
Well, for the Night of Stars, we are really looking to create a fund in need, which would be the Fashion Group Archive. So any monetary donation we welcome it. There is a donation button on the website under the archives, and we welcome any donation because we're looking to it. It does take a pretty strong fund to digitize 60,000 slide plus all of the materials, for different regions. We have 10 boxes from Seattle Fashion Group and Washington and St. Louis. And it's incredible to see the legacy of some of the women. It's not just a fashion archive, but it's also about women's leadership. And that is key and part of our history. That's very important.
I would think so, for sure. Women's leadership is very important now. And obviously in the past, it was very important, and certainly moving forward into the future. Now, again, to get an idea of how much money is required, each donation, I'm sure, is very, very important. So what is the website for donations? And then if someone watching this show decided that they had the means to really make a difference and wanted to help with the archives in a bigger way, what kind of donation are you really looking for to make the preservation of your archives a reality?
Well, thank you for asking. FGI.org is our website. There we have a history of our archives, and there is a donation button. Our endowment that we're looking to raise is $1 million, although it won't be raised at one time. However, that will be a great start to getting everything moved to a place where it can be digitized and cataloged. And we have so much incredible information that we are looking to take it piece by piece and digitize each element of it. So that's the goal, $1 million.
And if someone were to give you the $1 million, would they have their name on the archives? And would you honor them, or what would go along with the donation of something like $1 million?
Well, we definitely could discuss. It would start a bigger conversation. It's leading the drive to memorialize this important archive. So definitely open to a conversation on what is valuable to the donor or donors.
Yes, and I think it's very important for people who might want to give to know that you would be creating a legacy for the future and that generations to come would benefit from.
Absolutely.
Getting back to young designers, I know I'm friendly with a young designer, Ron Dice, who entered one of your groups to receive.
Yes, he's very talented.
Yes, Ron Dice was so honored to be able to even enter, and he felt that it really helped his career a lot because he was able to make connections. And then he was able to put on his resume that he was a finalist in the Fashion Group International Awards. And how do you make those opportunities available to young designers and people in the industry? How do they apply, and what's the procedure?
In about a month, we will be opening applications for the 2025 Rising Star Awards. The applications will be available at fgi.org, but we also rely on our community of professionals and those in fashion and those who are connected to young talent to nominate because, we can't be everywhere. And we've got amazing members and an amazing community who will say, this is somebody that you should watch. I mean, I remember Ron came to us. We saw, Jean, that, you were wearing him. And he was amazing. He was like, who is this talented designer? So someone like yourself who's in the fashion community and really supports young talent. It's, we look to you to say, I'm spotting someone who is really talented and you should take a look. And that's how.
And I think it's very, very important for people to recommend others who they think have great talent, because we are a network. Philanthropy it's about giving time, it's about giving knowledge, it's about giving available resources, but it's also about making opportunity for future generations so that they can become successful. And this is about giving. We're a chain. We come into this life, we're here for, I don't know, if we're lucky, 90 or 100 years. And then next generations follow. So it is our duty and obligation to make opportunity for those rising stars and the next generation. And I think it's part of the philanthropic process. Now, MaryAnne, on a whole different level, how did you get involved in fashion? And what was it about fashion that made you want to become the president and then the chief executive officer of the Fashion Group International?
Well, I have a background that would not on its surface look to lead me to this. I went to school. I worked my way through college and law school in the modeling industry. I produced shows, and I really saw it as something I love to do, but not a forever career. And when I got out of law school, I started to work in different fields that really, I just had a love for fashion. And also Fashion Group was just always part of my life. When I was producing shows and working in the industry, working my way through law school, I was part of Fashion Group and I met people, and I had always had this very interesting network. So when I decided that I wanted to create my own production company and really pursue a full-time, career in fashion, I had a network where I could ask questions and be connected to people. So in Philadelphia, I was a member, and then I became a regional director of all volunteer of Philadelphia Fashion Group. And then when I moved to New York, I volunteered on the Career Day Committee and the Frontliners Committee. And I just continued my career as I produced global events in art and fashion. I also taught at Parsons, and I produced film. So I was a multimedia producer, but Fashion Group was always an element in my network. So in 2012, Margaret Hayes, who was the previous president, asked me to work inside Fashion Group and produce Night of Stars and the Rising Star Awards. It felt like coming home to family, and it felt like a very comfortable place where I should be. It felt very right. And I was with her, working directly with her, overseeing a lot of what was happening with the regions and membership and the events. And of course, there was a staff in-house, but because I had been a regional director, I was talking to everyone there. And when she passed, sadly, in 2019, I was voted by the board to this position. So it felt very organic for me because it was something I loved. And it really goes back to the question you asked about fashion. I believe that fashion and creativity is just so organic. It's something that is really from your soul. And, working with Fashion Group is something that I love. And I've always felt that as a grassroots organization, Fashion Group can make change in the world, whether it's providing resources or education or trying to support, emerging talent or preserving the archives that are so beautiful, this legacy. It really can do something and hopefully affect people and change and help the industry, support the industry to move the business of fashion forward.
And finally, I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to a young person who wants to get involved in the fashion industry? Maybe they've just graduated from Parsons School of Design or the Fashion Institute of Technology or the Rhode Island School of Design. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I would say join Fashion Group because that opens up your network. You can meet people in other industries, meet people to ask advice to, and also just from those connections, just join committees, just get involved. Anyway, I know there's a lot of volunteerism at the start, and make yourself also an asset. I know that I still try to just be helpful in any way that I can be. And I find that anyone who wants to enter an industry, just, open yourself up to learn, be a sponge and see where you can help. And that will open doors.
MaryAnne, again, what is the website to learn more about Fashion Group International and to donate?
FGI.org. And donation is on the archives page, and Night of Stars is on the events page and on the front of the website, and hope to see you there.
MaryAnne, you've been a wonderful guest today, and I want to thank you for all the work you're doing to help young people and then people who are also not so young, but in the fashion world, to come together, to collaborate, and then to work on their careers. This concludes Successful Philanthropy. Our guest today, MaryAnne Grisz, and MaryAnne is the president and the Chief Executive Officer of the Fashion Group International. I'm Jean Shafaroff, your host. I'll see you next week.